So how do we tie this into now our present day pandemic that's apparently taking over the world? Can you tell us about that? What ideas on this is?
Well, there's really not much guessing going on right now. It's all by design and plan, folks. The fact of the matter is, pandemics in our modern day era of sanitation, of fairly good nutrition as opposed to the 1800s. I'm talking about nutrition as far as food that's not contaminated and half rotten. We have refrigeration units, and we have places that really do cook the food very well. The chances of a pandemic are virtually nil unless it's created. Now, there was a good reason why we haven't had another 1918 viral pandemic today for over 80 years, right? We haven't had it because of just that, the increase in sanitation, the increase in understanding and knowledge of what actually kills viruses and bacteria by means of heat and sanitation procedures, washing your hands, having sewers and septic tanks versus open pits of cesspools and running sewers right in the streets, as what was happening back in a bygone era. So that said, you have to understand that we wouldn't have had the 1918 pandemic that killed millions if it wasn't for a very bad idea called a vaccine. That's what caused it then, and that is what will cause it now. So that said, what's happening as we speak, the World Health Organization is monitoring what they call a swine flu outbreak, but if you dig deeper and look at the story behind the story, you'll find that it is not really uniquely swine flu at all. It's swine flu mixed with bird influenza, H5N1, mixed with the swine H1N1, and also blended with the H3N2 human influenza virus. So the odds of that happening in nature is, in my calculations, 1 in about 3 billion. You have a much better chance of winning the lottery 3 times in a row than having this thing recombinate by nature. With all the different gene structures and gene pool, it just doesn't happen by accident. And that's why we don't have it naturally occurring. We haven't had one for 90 years. We won't have one again until and unless it's created. And that's my message. It is a creation of a laboratory. It has been released on purpose and by design for the sole purpose of bringing America down, in addition to the economic collapse and problems that are imminent this summer. This is going to be another blow to a reeling America.
So what are your opinions then? Now, in the 2018 pandemic, you said that the only way that a flu can mutate to be a deadly virus is if it's a toxic, the body is toxic. I think that because we're eating GMO foods and being sprayed with chemicals, do you think this could contribute to mutation in humans now?
Well, whenever you have an assault on the immune system, you become more susceptible to disease, but it doesn't cause the mutations, okay, per se. To create the gene mixing, you have to take infected animals' blood and mix it together in an incubation setting. Okay, in other words, if you have a flock of chickens that are all sick and dying from the bird influenza because of problems with overpopulation, etc., and you take the blood serum out and then mix it with sick pigs who are also near death from a swine flu, which it doesn't really happen that much anyway in nature to the deadly point, and then mix that together and then inject it into human blood, then you can get it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It can't happen naturally. You don't have sick birds being eaten by sick pigs, typically.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you don't have humans ingesting the dead pigs after they've eaten the dead chickens. See? So to have this come out this time with the declarations in the last since 2005, the last 3 to 4 years, that the new pandemic is imminent. It's not just a matter of when, not if, right? That's ridiculous. Right. That statement is absolutely propaganda and absolute false. There's no way they can predict that anyway.
Right.
See? Do they have a crystal ball or a Ouija board or something?
It seems to me that it's definitely engineering. I mean, I've been reading a lot about it since I've seen your videos, and I mean, even the director of the Dallas Medical Center said in a video I saw, he said that it was engineered in a laboratory.